Hello, folks. Welcome to Land Timber Stream. It is Monday night. We're back at it. Hope you had a good weekend, and we're back to the grind here. It's Monday, but we gotta get on it. I have 35 days to go before the exam, the written exam. Mark Milo, thank you, sir. Good to have you back as well. Good to see you in the chat, folks. Join us in the chat if you like. You can also join us on Discord. To get involved in a community of earnest students of the networking discipline. So hope everyone had a good some good time off. Now we're back to business, right? So yeah, let me tell you where I'm at. I am on, well, first of all, I haven't changed my wallpaper today, but if you haven't heard by now, of course, the InSight lander landed on Mars about 3 p.m. Eastern time. It's pretty exciting. I get to watch a little bit of the stream of that. Not too much because I was at work, but we were all kind of engineering types, pretty excited about that. So awesome, another awesome engineering feat for mankind, right? But yeah, I've been doing pretty well. These are my upcoming target dates on my goals in getting prepared for the upcoming written CCIE routing and switching written exam. Again, my goal by the end of 12-1 is to finish network lessons units 4, 5, and 6. I'll go over that in a minute, getting close. Then we're going to do, I changed this up a little bit. I gave myself an extra Saturday, full day, to finish network lessons because, they're taking a little longer than I thought, of course, as I always do. Then I'll give myself 9 days pretty much to read through the Evolving Technologies official study guide. And then I give myself 2 weeks plus. Really? That's 3 weeks, isn't it? 3 weeks for review mode, boson, flashcards, network lessons, just flat out, all out memorization, review, pretty much not any new learning, just getting prepared for the exam itself. So let's see how we're doing on written progress and network lessons. I happen to have this up right over here. And if we look at the outline here, I've, in case you haven't been following, I got through infrastructure security, I got through network security, first hop security, 2.1x. Got into Unit 6, system management, logging, WCCP, conditional debug, skip QoS, going to come back to that. First hop redundancy protocols, got through that. NTP, finished that up. NTP is interesting, folks. NTP on its surface is not, there's a lot underneath the surface. Let me just put it that way. Based on what I have seen so far. Some fascinating stuff, though. We got to work a little bit with IPv4 and IPv6. Authentication, stratums, master, NTP servers, etc. Good stuff. UDP protocol 123, of course, is used there. And then today I started on IPv4 and IPv6 dhcp. A lot to this on a Cisco router, even though it's very rare to actually find or use dhcp on a Cisco router. I've seen it done before, and it probably won't be the last time. So yeah, we need to learn this, and I've already got through, mostly read through this, but I'm actually working on this, and we may finish this lab up here on stream real quick, the static binding. We've got relay agent, DHCP v6 server, always looking forward to any DHCP v6, any IPv6 stuff. Love it. So DHCP troubleshooting. Then we get into NAT and IPv6 NAT. Looking forward to that. I need to get done with this probably by tomorrow, which will leave the rest of the week and Saturday to finish SLA, NetFlow, not too bad, EEM, PFR. This is going to be interesting. I've never seen that in a lab. And get back to what we can with QoS. So there's a lot to cover. So we got Monday, we got tonight, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then full day Saturday. So I've got, 4 evenings and 1 full day to finish all that. I'm optimistic about it. So we've been things have been going well. So what else is going on with me? Besides that, like I said, I completed NTP yesterday on stream. I did a little bit of that, and also last night. In progress is dhcp, and that's what we're about to do. We're about to do a little. Yeah. I've seen EEM and PFR in older CCNP books, Mark Milo. Okay, yeah, that's very true. You know, I think I've seen some of it in the. Actually, let's go now. I have my new Safari subscription. Let's look at the official cert guide. And it looks like I have to go through like a couple of links here. I'm subscribed to ACM, so I can't just like go direct. I have to go here, and then log in. But if we look at the official cert guide, I believe there are appropriate chapters covering this. CCIE. I do not recall seeing those in the current CCNP exam, but I am not sure as I did not memorize the blueprint. It is definitely on the blueprint. Definitely on the CCIE blueprint, and it is, let's see. So I don't think they are on the lab. I could be wrong with that. I think they're just part of the written blueprint. But they are definitely on the written blueprint. And if we look at the table of contents of the official CCIE guide, I don't think it's on, it may be on volume 1. Yeah, here's volume 1, 5th edition. And table of contents. Yeah, Cisco, Iowa. And it's covered here in the official guide. I don't know how in depth. I think I've actually read through this chapter. Yeah, you know, it's pretty light. It's pretty light. And then also in the official guide, if we look at PFR, if I recall, I think it's okay. It's a little more in depth here. Yeah, actually, I have an entire chapter devoted on this instead of just a subheading. So, yeah, we'll probably be spending a little bit of time here in PFR. Probably a whole night or part of, actually, yeah, hopefully I get this done by like Thursday night. So that Saturday, I'd love to just dedicate all Saturday to QoS. Because that's a lot of lessons. Either way, I think I'm pretty much determined that we're going to, no matter how far we get on Sunday, I'm starting with Evolving Technologies, official study guide. So, all right, folks, so we're on dhcp. I'm actually on this lesson here, static binding. Some curious things happen here in iOS when you try to use iOS as a DHCP server, which, like I said, I have seen it in production before. And I've also seen it used for troubleshooting DNS traffic on a particular VLAN or network. One thing that is often done, if you feel like there's an issue, like there's not an issue with the DHCP traffic itself, and you think it's probably something to do with DHCP server configuration, but you know, if they're using Windows, for example, or info blocks, maybe you don't have access to, maybe you're not the administrator of the DHCP server or servers. Well, what can you do as, you know, network administrator, network operator is, hey, I'll just configure DHCP on the router and just demonstrate to you that really this is not a problem with DHCP traffic. You need to check your DHCP server. I've seen this come up when there are issues where like the phones are not properly downloading the image off the TFTP server or something like that. And of course it's a network, right? So this is a practical use of DHCP on a Cisco router. You know, I generally temporarily speaking, but definitely can be used. So I've got this lab. By the way, I did spend some time today getting all my labs in sync. So here's the problem. Like this lab is growing, by the way. This is my let me see the lab status, by the way, real quick. This has been running pretty much all day. 31%, not bad. This is my local EVNG Pro instance. And I went ahead and configured a router as a dhcp server right here. And what we're doing is just testing some of the static binding features and how this works. Kind of interesting though, the way this works on a Cisco router. But what happened is my lab started to get out of sync. So I have two EVNG lab servers in Azure. One of them is a smaller server. The other one is a big honking server. And then I have this EVNG Pro instance running on this iMac. And I also have a copy of a repo in just on this Mac itself, on my, in a folder here off the desktop. So what happened is I spent some time today, like this is getting a little crazy. I've got different versions of these labs. So I set up the repo the way I wanted it. And then I went ahead and logged on to all these lab machines, EVNG machines, and got everything in sync. So now what I need to make sure I do, and I'm going to be more conscientious of this, is that when I finish working on a lab on one server, just at the end of my routine is to go ahead, SSH into the server, and then do a git commit and a git push. And just make sure that I'm keeping all the lab files, because I've invested a lot of time in these files, building on these files. And I actually have, now this is a private repo, this is not a public repo yet. One day I will hopefully be able to, in good conscience, put this up as a public repo. But I've got like Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3, Unit 4, Unit 5. I've got the big router collage, which is 635K right now. This is big. It's 70 plus routers. This is the lab I'm working on now, and this one is let's see how many devices is this so far. Only 5 running, but I have. This is kind of like security and infrastructure services. I've split it out. And we're at about 26 devices, including the Linux box right here. So, yeah, I've got them all in sync, which took me a little time today, but it got me some peace of mind. So everything is now synced to this GitHub. This is actually on GitLab. It's a private. I've got some archives here, and I've also got an exports, which I'm using for doing backups, so we're in good shape. But yeah, let's delve a little bit into this lab. I'll probably just do this one quick lab tonight, folks, on stream, and then I'll probably be getting off and just doing some more reading. But let's take a look. Right now we've got this server right here. I'm calling it a DHCP server. We've got our NAT configuration. So I have access to the internet actually, which we use for DHCP and troubleshooting DHCP. Let's go ahead and get our Windows updated here. Make this a little more practical. And let's look at our router config. Make sure I just restarted this. So if we look here, router 23, show IP interface brief. Okay, so GI00 did not get an IP address from here. I'm not sure why. Let's learn a new command today. New DHCP GI00. Not in bound state. Yes, I know that. Shut. No shut. This did get one earlier, but I've noticed that whenever you restart a router, that doesn't always really sort of reset the DHCP instance run on the server, so let's see what happens. That's not super, I mean, that's not really super critical for what we're doing. Because what we're doing here is this router on interface GI01. You know what? I think I messed up. Let's do debug IP DHCP server packet. All right, we already have one binding, which should be this router here, router 24. All right, what can I do to make this? Okay, that should work. I think for some reason, if you have a DHCP address here, it's almost like it wants to hand out its own. I don't know. Let's just do that for now. We'll come back. That's fine. We're really interested in how DHCP works here. In fact, let's create a little custom shape here, just to indicate that we're working on DHCP. And we'll choose a nice little background here. I just started raining here in Florida. Hope everybody's having a good Monday. Many folks are just getting back to work. Yeah, that won't work. We need a circle. My day was a little chaotic. People getting back and like all disoriented. And now what are we working on now? And oh yeah, I remember we worked on that. What were we doing on that? I forgot. Someone tell me what we're doing on this again. That kind of thing. Understandable. Okay, so that's cool. So this is going to end up looking forward to my weekend tomorrow. Your weekend tomorrow. How did that work, Mark Milo? Did you not get a weekend? Did you work? What's the dealio, my man? Oh man. So you had to work the weekend and night shift, so you're finally getting some time off tomorrow. I gotcha. It's gonna pay off, my friend. It will pay off one day in the long run. You're kind of like putting in your time right now. So bit of a raw deal. I hear you. Well, I know that like we went to New Orleans. Internet address will be negotiated. Okay. We went to New Orleans and I was talking to the guy at the hotel, and he was saying like, yeah, there are not many of us here, and basically I agreed to work during Thanksgiving and the boss is working during Christmas. So hope you're not having to work all the holidays at least. We should have a pool configured here. We should actually have two pools, and we do. Oh, I see the problem. I try to take advantage of slow periods on the weekend study and practice. Plus, my boss encourages. That's great. You know, I used to be in a job where I was able to use work time to study, and it was great. Like the boss was into it as well. But I'm not in that situation now, unfortunately. I'm so busy right now. Of course, I'm working day shift, and I work on a Scrum team, which means we're on WebEx all day, swarming. And yeah, I get no time to study at work. My boss wouldn't mind either, but she just, she had actually passed her CCIE written, and just now she's in management and not doing not pursuing the lab anymore. She went to so she understands. That's why I'm taking advantage of when I can. I know, there you go, my friend. You know it won't last forever. So true. I think a lot of us in our career at one point or another have been in that situation. I know someone who used to work in the military and served in Afghanistan, no, Iraq, Afghanistan, and was an instructor and just had basically all day to study and get certifications, and he's like, man, I used to have it so good. I got so many certs like that, and of course, same situation. Those it does not last forever, unfortunately. Okay, so I see what the issue is. I think I used the wrong subnet here. So I've got a here's the thing. I've got a test pool and I have a static pool. And with this static pool, I've already used the client identifier and tried to bind it to this static DHCP binding. And it's fascinating how long of a client identifier that a Cisco router as a client will use. I don't even know what this means, but the way I got this is by using the DHCP debug. I think it's already running. Debug IP DHCP server packet. Yeah. Is there a saying, make hay while the sun shines? All non-natives do. Yes, I believe that is a saying that I've heard before here in the U.S. So true. So if you all see if you notice this configuration here, I'm kind of starting the stream in the middle of a lab, but I created a test pool, which is 10.255.90.0/24. And then I turned on debug DHCP packets, and I saw this router 24 try to register or send a DHCP discover packet, and it came in on router 23, and this was the client identifier. This stupid long client identifier, which is what Cisco uses. And so I added it as a static binding. That's what this lab is about, the static binding. And now I've just removed it. So let's see what happens. We're going to shut that interface down and do a no shut. And we should get a DHCP discover request here, or DHCP discover packet. They're coming into this hub here, and I would expect that to be forwarded. Yeah, this is just a hub, really. But are the interfaces up? Show interface status. That could be a problem. The interface is up. Is the interface up here? It is. GI00 went up. GI01 on 23 should be receiving oh, it doesn't have an IP address at all. Should it have one? I don't think it needs one. Let me see, DHCP. Yeah, this is odd. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna save this lab. We're gonna reboot. I swear, man, some of these features that are like commonplace. Well, let's check our Linux box actually. Oh shoot, what is the password here? You know what? I don't think I've What is the default? Let's see. It's something like test 1, 2, 3, 4 or something like that. Oh, I forgot to modify this. That's all right. Let's update that. Let's shut down. No, I did not want to change the date. It is Monday, November. Oh, that's UTC. That's fine. Shut down. And we're going to edit this. We need to change a couple things here. One is overwrite your VGA type to be standard. Okay, that's what it has. Ethernet's 512, 1 CPU. Okay, 512. And console should be VNC. Okay. It is. So let's come on, lab. Come on. You can do it. Yeah, I'm running on the pro version on my local machine. I did run the labs in Azure. At one point, I actually had them all booted up today. All my lab machines were booted up to get everything in sync. So let's start that up. Let's do a capture on GI01. Although we should see any packets come in. Don't do that. I don't want you to do that. Oh yeah, I forgot the default password. Here we go. Ubuntu 16.04.4 test 1, 2, 3. Okay. Please go to the window I want you to go to. Thank you. ICMPv6. dhcp discover. That's probably from the Ubuntu machine. Although we're not, I'm running the debug here. Why am I not seeing these debugs? Scanner command, that's interesting. These, that's BJNP. Oh, Canon? It's, that's a, that's a printer on my network. Okay, why are there no, something's messed up. Something's really messed up here. I'm getting DHCP discovers on this interface, and the debugs are not showing it. And this thing is continuing to send, like, why are you not giving me an IP address? Why? Oh man, we're gonna be going back to Azure here pretty quick. Okay, Mark Milo, thanks for hanging out, man. Good luck tonight, and I hope you get study time. And I hope you have a good weekend off as well. Thanks for hanging out, my friend. Good bits to you. Hope you have nothing but good bits at work this evening. Yeah, you're very welcome. All right, all right. Come on, Ubuntu. Come on, come on. Come on. Yeah, this router's like hosed. Router does not know what to do. All right, so we're going to shut down. We're just going to shut everything down. It's a shame. The lab is like locked up. Come on, what's going on, lab? Why are you struggling so bad? Tell you, man, I've gotten so spoiled on the Azure Lab. Even though this is like pro version, the responsiveness and stability of running this on the Azure platform versus in VM is such a difference. Finally, it stops everything. Okay, so now we can close the lab, sign out, and reboot. Sedix, greetings. How are you this evening? How are you doing? We are about to restart the lab because the lab, oh yeah, look at this. Look at this, unhandled. Oh, this is new. Never seen this before. Okay, so we're gonna do a shutdown. Wow, this is no wonder the lab was kind of malfunctioning. Yeah, glad to know you're doing well. It is Monday here, and Monday has been good so far. We can get this EVNG like Pro version running, right? It is being, it's like, I've had some crashes. It's like I'm running Pro. I wonder if this has to do with the new update. I'm running Pro on my desktop inside of VMware Fusion, and it's really acting funny. But compared to the stability running the community version in Azure, I've seen a big difference. I'm not sure why that is, but anyway, we'll see. Let's see if it acts a little better. Just working on a little DHCP lab here, DHCP static binding lab, which is part of the infrastructure services section of the blueprint. All right, let's see if it behaves. I'm impatient. On Azure, I would have been able to log in by now, I think. Okay, router security practice, open. Okay, so far so good. Now let's boot this guy. Failed to create network, come on. I've gotten so used to this, I just kind of spam it. And eventually it will create network. I'm not sure what's going on. That one started just fine. That one started just fine. Okay. Yay, finally. Now we'll start the Linux. Yeah, something has been, it's definitely been acting strange. A good bit of like instability. I just hope that's not because of like running the latest and greatest version of the software. Like I did the upgrade, was it Saturday? All right, so he should act as DHCP client and server. All right, work with me, lab. Come on, let's get on the ball here. Got work to do. Got labs to do. Very little time to spare. Got 35 days. Booting, 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 loading. I'm so spoiled, man. Oh, we're getting this again. Disabled, perfect, W. Weird. KVM vCPU, guess RIP. This is like new. I've not seen this before. This is bad. Like this is... Unhandled RDMSR. Yeah, that's very helpful. Tells me just what I need to know. Weird. All right, well, let's see if this works at all. Performance agent failed to initialize. Missing data license. That's okay. Not using performance agent. Oh man, this is Okay, so let's see if he gets an IP address. Good for him. Welcome back yourself, my friend. Good to see you. Hope all is well. We're getting down to about a month. About a month to go. Yeah, man, we got this. We got this. Yeah, I'm fighting with the lab a little bit. I'm not sure what's going on here, but the I'm getting these errors, KVM errors. Guess RIP. No idea what that is. dhcp is not working. Packets are going in and out. I can see that on the packet captures, but the router's acting like dhcp. What's that? I don't know what that's supposed to do. So I'm not sure what is going on here. I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to do that. Capture GI01. Close that. Go away. Yeah, if the lab continues to become unstable like this, I'm not sure what I'll do. I'll probably like go off stream, reboot the entire computer, and if that still doesn't resolve these problems, what I'll do is do a restore from backup back to the old version. Yeah, see, I'm getting DHCP discover packets here, but the router's acting like, you know, even if I do a debug, let's see, debug IP packet, debug IP DHCP server packet. It acts like DHCP discovered. What is that? I don't know. Yeah, like this was working a little while ago. So I think I might do that, folks. I'm probably going to drop the stream, so you folks kind of know where I'm at. I'm working on DHCP. We're going to troubleshoot this lab a little bit, and then hopefully get to a point where we can work on this again. If I have to, I'll fire up the Azure lab, because Azure seemed to be working just fine yesterday. I have 2 labs in Azure, a medium and a large, and they're all synced now. Like all the lab files are synchronized. So yeah, I don't know what's going on here, but I just want the ACP to work. That's all. This is, by the way, why you may not want to use long-term a Cisco router for DHCP. It's not the best DHCP server in the world. So yeah, that's what I've got, folks. Thanks for hanging out. Keep the stream brief tonight. Tomorrow I will be back. Hopefully we'll be done with DHCP, depending on what my lab's doing here, and we will get to NAT. So there's a lot of NAT here, but I really would like to get on this tomorrow and play with NAT and maybe do a lab or 2 on stream if the lab is acting right. So appreciate everybody hanging out. Good, you know, send everybody good bits in all your study and all your labs. Duprim will be seeing you on Twitter with our prep questions back and forth. Sending good bits to all. Have a great rest of your Monday night, and we shall see you back here tomorrow on the Land Timber Stream.